As you can tell from the title of today's video, I'm going to be talking about my most anticipated books of 2019. This is like the first year that I'm really excited about some new releases that are coming out, and I'm kind of sad because based on my new TBR challenge, which I'm going to be talking about in a later video, I'm not going to be able to buy any of them. So it's going to be kind of a difficult year, but I'm really excited about all these books, so I want to share them with you in the hopes that you might read them and let me know if they're actually worth picking up. But yeah, so let's just get into it. I'm just going to be talking about the first half of 2019, so this is going to be up until the books coming out up until June. Most of these are coming out in the earlier part of the year, so January, February, March, and a couple books in April. Some of these books you'll probably see in a ton of other people's videos. Some of these might be new though. I kind of have a few obscure books that I'm really excited about. So before I get started, let me know in the comments what books you're most excited about for 2019. And yeah, let's just get into it. So I'm gonna go basically in publication order. It's the easiest way to do this. And the first book I want to talk about is actually an anthology called Black Enough. And this is a collection of fiction stories about what it's like to be Black in America. And this is coming out on January 8th. And I probably would, by the time you watch this, already pre-ordered it. So yeah, this is going to be one of the books that I have to read. There are a ton of great authors in this anthology, like Justina Ireland, who wrote the book Dread Nation, which I have on my list of books to read. Chocho Onyebuchi, who wrote Dark Beast or Night Beast, I think this is what the book's called, which is also on my TBR list. As you can tell, a lot of these books are people I haven't read, so I kind of want to read this and see if I really like them. We also have Nick Stone, which is a pretty popular book because she wrote Dear Martin. So yeah, I'm just really excited for this collection. I'm so glad to see that more books about what it's like to be Black and all of that are coming out, and having more people of color is the main characters of books. So really excited about this anthology. The next book I'm excited about is called Echo North, and this is by Joanna Ruth Meyer, and it comes out January 15th. Now, this book gives me a lot of vibes of the recent trend that is coming out with Russian fairy tale-esque stories. The book sounds really interesting. I'm also thinking it might be a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but basically it follows a girl whose father mysteriously disappears after going to go visit, after traveling to a city. She tries to find him and finds out that he is actually taken by this wolf who says, "I will let your father free if you come live with me for a year." So she obviously accepts this challenge, comes lives with this wolf for a year, and kind of discovers a lot of different things about his house and a lot of mysteries surrounding it. So it sounds very interesting and very atmospheric, so I'm really excited to pick this one up. I think though it might be a better book for the winter time, so this might be a book that I decide to read later on. The next book that comes out on February 5th is On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. Now, if you are new to this booktube world, you probably don't know who Angie Thomas is, but she is an amazing author who wrote the book Hate U Give that also got turned into a film. So this is her first book was about the Black Lives Matter movement and police brutality in Black communities, and it's a fabulous book. I think it does a really good job of kind of covering these topics in a way that is easy for younger readers to kind of grasp and understand, and I really just like the characters. I think that one of the best parts about this book is her star's family dynamic. I think the way that Angie Thomas portrays a Black family is just done amazingly, and it kind of breaks the traditional stereotypes that we see of Black families being broken. So obviously I am super excited about her new book called On the Come Up. This follows our main character who wants to be a rap artist, and she's kind of passionate about 90s music. So I'm interested to see how this one goes, and I really want to pick it up. And the next book also comes out February 5th, and it's called Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. He's also the author that wrote A Brief History of Seven Killings. I have not read that book, but this new book that he has coming out sounds very interesting. It's inspired by African folklore. It's basically about this tracker who is looking into a mystery about a missing boy, and he kind of gets looped in this team, though he really doesn't like to work with a group of people, and they all have different different abilities. Like one of them can turn into different animals and things like that. So they're all trying to figure out what's happening to this boy. As they slowly go on, they kind of are asking all these questions about why is this boy important, what is going on, and it sounds really interesting. I think it's supposed to be a trilogy, so I'm really excited about that. And the idea of being like inspired by African folklore just really drew me in, and I really wanted to pick it up because of that reason, so I'm excited. The cover also looks really pretty, so yeah, I definitely want to check it out. The next book is The Priority of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. She's the author of the Bone Season series. This is her newest series that comes out on February 25th. This drew me in because it kind of reminded me of like Game of Thrones. You follow a lot of different characters that are all kind of navigating different like political court life, and there's also like this secret war kind of brewing in the background. So it seems like very reminiscent of like Game of Thrones because you do follow like multiple perspectives, and there's a lot of like political intrigue that really interested me. So I'm excited to see where this one goes. I have not picked up the Bone Season, and this is kind of the year that I really want to, so I think I might stick with that series first and see how I enjoy her writing. And if I think her writing is something that I would enjoy, I'll go and read this one. But it sounds really interesting. I love the cover. There's a dragon on the cover, so I'm hoping there might be some dragons in the book, but we'll see. And the next book is Children of Vengeance and Virtue by Tony Adeyemi, and this is the second book in the Children of Blood and Bone series, and this comes out on March 5th. There is no cover yet, which is kind of disappointing, but I'm excited to see what the cover reveal is. But this is obviously the second book, and I talked about the first book in my favorite books of 2018. I absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait to continue on with the series, so I'm super excited with this one. The first book leaves on a huge cliffhanger, so I really want to know what occurs in the second book, so I will definitely be picking up this one. And the next book is also coming out on March 5th, and it is The Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds, and this is very different than what I would normally pick up. It is a contemporary romance novel, young adult, and I don't really generally gravitate towards those anymore. I used to like them a lot when I was like in high school and college, but that's just kind of not where my interest lies. But this one seems very interesting. We basically follow our main character, Zach, who falls in love with Kate. They kind of start the relationship, but Kate tragically dies, and then he gets brought back into the past and must save her before dying, but it could alter different situations, and is whether he has to decide whether the alterations that happen because of him saving her are worth saving her life. So it sounds really cool. I like the little like unreal element to it about him time traveling, so I'm excited about that. The next book is called Internment by Samira Ahmed, and this comes out in March 19th. Now, if the cover hasn't drawn you into the story, I don't know. Like, this is a stunning cover, and as soon as I saw this cover and the title, I was like, I have to pick up this book. It's basically about a near future United States where all Muslim Americans are put into internment camps, and we follow our main character, who her family is put into this internment camp, and she's trying to escape. It sounds like a very timely book as well, and I just can't wait to see how the story unfolds. I also want to talk about Beware the Night by Jessica Fleck, and this comes out on March 12th. So in this story, we follow Veta, who is part of this world that worships light and the sun, and they kind of fear the night and dark worlds because they come and kind of snatch people up. So her people make sacrifices to the sun god to protect them from the night, and she has always been really like passionate and devout about her religion, but finds out that her grandfather is going to be one of the sacrifices, and it kind of goes from there how she has to like come to terms with how their religion is kind of working, and see if the night is really as dangerous as her people have told her. Seems really cool. I like the concept, and I really like the cover design as well, so I'm excited to see how this one turns out. And the last book that I want to talk about is called Queenie by Candace Carty Williams, and this comes out on March 19th as well. Now, this cover just is amazing. I love to see a black girl on the cover I love that they kind of like highlight her braids and her hair. I think the cover is really stunning. It's like a combination of Bridget Jones' Diary and Americana. It basically follows a girl named Queenie who's 25. She is living in London, goes through a really traumatic breakup, and is kind of making poor life decisions afterwards as a result of that. So we're following her, she's making her decisions, and it seems very interesting. I love it because she's really, the main character is really close to my age, so I'm just interested to kind of see how the story goes, and I like that our main character is a black person. So yeah, I'm excited to check this one out, and it sounds really interesting. I think this is going to be Candace's debut novel, so I'm definitely interested in checking out some new authors as well. So yeah, those are the 10 books that I'm really excited about this year. Let me know if any of these pique your interest as well, and I will talk to you guys very soon in another video. Thanks again for watching. Bye.